United we stand, £3, a little bit expensive.
Not as expensive as your hotel. I'm not quite the last person inside Old Trafford, but maybe there's only 30 people left inside the stadium out of the 74,000 crowd. Do you want to have a little look? I'll show you now. The sun's come out, and then there we go. Look at that. Beautiful. So you can see down there, well, you can see the players doing warm downs, substitutes. And you can see Wayne Rooney and Rio Ferdinand doing their TV stuff. And behind me in that seat there was Jaap Stam. You know, of the treble winning team, I knew basically every player, know them, but I never knew Jaap. And I keep bumping into him now. I'm like, sick of seeing you now. And I'm told, even though he's 51, he's still a brilliant player. David May reckons that Jaap Stam can still play championship level, aged 51. Anyway, I've got the ratings from the game at Old Trafford. A win at Old Trafford, a 2-0 win against Everton. That keeps United in 6, but now it's encouraging, even if the game for a lot of the time was not. It was the 3rd time that United have won by more than 1 goal this season. And 2 of them games were against Everton. The other was West Ham at the start of last month. 50-50 possession here, but that doesn't tell the full story. Everton had 319 forward passes to United's 178. And it was a game where, for long periods, Everton looked the better side. And yet, you never felt, or I didn't feel, that United were not going to win the game. Partly because the 2 first half penalties give United a 2-goal cushion. And that cushion's not always been sufficient this season, but it was to prove it today. So, ratings, Onana, 7. He was busy in the first 5 minutes. He smothered Everton's first attack. He came out again to collect a cross. He dived to punch a shot from Garner, formerly of this parish, on 24 minutes. Another from Doucouré on 57. There was one howler where he failed to control a back pass from Johnny Evans, but yeah, I'm giving him 7. Another clean sheet for him. Lindelof, 6. Steadied. I think the defence were. He was probably the weakest defender in my opinion. And some of Everton's chances came on his side. Varane faced 23 shots. Everton had. United only had 15, although 8 of United's were on target and only 6 of Everton's were. Varane is the type of player who was comfortable today and will need to put in a big performance against Liverpool next week in the FA Cup. And I'll come to some of the other players on that whose performances maybe concern me more. Johnny Evans, the best player on the pitch today. The Stretford end were singing for him. He received a standing ovation when he came off. He mopped everything up. His distribution was wonderful. He atoned for the mistakes of other players. I'm going to give him not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 or 9. 10 out of 10 for Johnny Evans. Nice one, Johnny. Don't know why I'm soaking the applause up there. I've done absolutely nothing. Hope he gets to hear about this. Delot, 7 out of 10. Overlapped well with Garnacho. Sometimes not as strong as normal going forward, but he was involved. As I say, I don't have too many concerns about the defence today. Kobbie Mainoo, 6. Subtle, not as effective as Everton away, but then that was one of the standout performances of the season. He got out jumped by Calvert-Lewin at the back post on 75 before a dobbing chance, and he was the first player off as well. You know, if he needs a big performance against Liverpool. Alongside him, Casemiro, only going to give him a 5. The Stretford end were singing his name too, but too many chances came either through him losing possession or the ball going either side of him. And that worried me a little bit. We've seen too many midfields cut through United's this season, and at times Everton did it today. McTominay, 6. Beautiful composed ball to Garnacho on 48. He overhit a ball beyond Rashford on 54. He was booked for a tackle on Onana, who I like, by the way, box-to-box midfielder. I like him. I've seen him a few times now. I rate him. McTominay was always good for the runs forward. 6. Garnacho, 8. Won a penalty after 9 minutes. It was a bad tackle by Tarkowski. Even better, he won a second penalty after a driving run forward towards goal on 33. And he ran at goal again on 44, but was disposed by Branthwaite, who's a decent player, decent defender, sometimes linked with Manchester United. Garnacho shot over on 53, cursed himself at that point, as he did when he failed to meet a cross on 59. Ovation for him when he came off the pitch. Yeah, top stuff from Alejandro. Fernandes, good performance, 7. I get these ratings are quite high when I don't think the overall performance was that good individually. Fernandes put the penalty in after 10 minutes, sweeping the ball to the left of Pickford, who also saved his excellent free kick on 27, which was dipping just under the bar, albeit in a central part of the goal. Fernandes shot wide on 62, played a very nice ball to McTominay on 86. And if I'm not mistaken, Manchester United's goal difference is back to 0, is that right? I'll soon find out if it's not. Rashford, 7, went left, went right. Played a ball in for Garnacho, who won the penalty, and then took a penalty on himself after 38 minutes. He needed that, but he put it to the right of Pickford after a staggered run in front of the Stretford end. He needed that. He really did need that. So there's the starting 11. Subs, Amrabat took the field, replacing Mainu to almost silence. So that shows where Amrabat's reputation is with United fans, giving him a 6, steady enough. Anthony came on after 82, too little time for a rating. Although he was applauded by Erik ten Hag, who probably wants him to do well as much as Anthony wants to do well himself. Cambuala came on for Johnny Evans after 88. So, yeah, 3 points. I think we would have all accepted that. The day has improved, the weather has improved, and we need some other results to start going Manchester United's way. And then we're going to switch attention to talking about the FA Cup against Liverpool. Cheers for everyone who's bought the new United We Stand. Did really well today. There it is. Beautiful, no? Look at that artwork. Look at some of the stuff that we're producing. Proud of my contributors. Proud of the people who come and buy it and give us the feedback and tell us what they think. It really is nice. We've got a good relationship with readers, with listeners, although yesterday I didn't feel it because I got a message from Ole Gunnar on Thursday, who'd done the overlap with Gary Neville, and Ollie wasn't happy about the way some of his comments had been reported. I didn't mean it like that. It was stuff about the dressing room at half-time at Watford, and he felt that Marcus and McTominay were getting pelters for something that he didn't mean. Now remember, Ollie was speaking in his second language. Remember that in an hour's conversation, you're going to say a couple of bits where you maybe need to clarify yourself. So I clarified it for him on social media, because Ollie's not on social media. I got battered for it. Anonymous, most of them. What does Mitten know? Who's the liar here, Mitten or Ollie? I'm like, what? What? My source is Ollie. Do you not want me to correct things for you? I'm trying to help. I'm not profiting from it. I got loads of stick. Weird, 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 weird. Not off everyone. People get, okay, thanks for the clarification. Thanks for the context. Some of the stuff was misconstrued. Anyway, that's a little thing I thought was mentioning. So down on the pitch now, you've still got Wayne, Rio, and yeah, I'm having that today. Another week with no football, but you know, if United would have lost this game, the mood would have really slumped. Erik ten Hag really needed a win there. And what he's got to do is, well, we've played 28 games now, so we're getting towards the end of the season. I'm stating the obvious here, but unless he gets United into a Champions League position and the football is more convincing, and I think he's got a more reasonable chance of keeping hold of his job. Anyway, cheers for watching. Cheers for buying United We Stand. And until next time. Oh, cheers to Gary Neville for selling the magazine as well before the game. I like that community spirit from a man who's just been appointed on the, what is it? Charge of a new stadium, something like that. Anyway, I'm smiling, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep, I'm going to rest, and then I'll be back for the next game against them next week. And if my smile is half as big as now, then we're all going to be happy, aren't we?